Welcome to Morningstar. Today I talk to equity analyst Denise Molina about her new report called Industry 4.0, the Industrial Internet of Things. Welcome, Denise. Your report is called Industry 4.0. That means we are entering a new phase. Tell us more about that.
Industry 4.0 is an interchangeable term with the industrial internet of things. And it's really just about software that's going to help improve productivity. So it may not surprise you to hear that most industrial plants and manufacturing plants don't run perfectly all the time. And the reason for that is they're really complex. It's difficult to monitor all the different components and machines that go into a plant. So the uptime is not always 100%. The productivity rates are not always at optimal levels. And Industry 4.0 is really about introducing new software that takes in more data and then processes that data into algorithms that help to predict sooner when a component or a machine is running at suboptimal levels.
You would think that it is about software development, data, algorithms that would be to the benefit of the software developing companies. But there's a surprise in there. The case is a bit different. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, the domain of software falls naturally, you would think, with the likes of Oracle or SAP. And traditionally, especially for ERP systems, that would have been the case. But as you get into Industrial 4.0 applications, where you're pulling in, as we said, data from more detailed parts of the deeper into the industrial plants, and you've got sensors taking in data that is going to be processed on a more drilled down level. You need to have some sort of understanding of the industrial process itself in order to write good algorithms. Algorithms are not all created equally. Some are more have better predictive power than others. And if you look at the software companies like Oracle and SAP, the kind of software that they're offering is pretty generic. Whereas the software for Industry 4.0 that's being offered by incumbent industrial suppliers like an ABB or Schneider Electric, those companies are able to take their engineering experience and put that into their software development so that they have better predictive models to increase the uptime, to increase the productivity rates.
So to be successful in this market, you need to have thorough knowledge of the processes of your clients. It is essential to have a deep knowledge of that in order to make a product that is tailor-made to them, to their process.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
About the growth prospects of this industry, in your report you mentioned that the industry is a bit conservative, so that has implications for the adoption rate. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, it's interesting when you're looking at something that a software application like this, it seems like a no-brainer. If you want to increase uptime, wouldn't everyone want to implement that software? The simple answer is yes, but getting customers to actually sign on is a lot more difficult. And that's because when you have complex industrial processes and you're introducing one new element, there's a chance that it may not go right. That you may actually slow down production instead of improving it. And therefore you see companies taking on new applications in a very measured way. So we're going to see the adoption curve look a lot less steep in industrial automation than you would say for a consumer application, like when the iPhone came in. You know, it was more of a hockey stick, a J-curve effect. That's not going to be the case here. It's going to be more moderate growth. So we're thinking that it's going to be, for these companies, maybe mid to high single-digit growth levels, the take-up of the software, as opposed to, say, high double digits that you might see in a standalone software company.
About the coverage of your universe, the Morningstar coverage of this industry, which companies are your top picks and why?
So within our coverage, we really like the position of ABB and Schneider Electric because we think they're in the sweet spot of Industry 4.0 applications. And that's really geared towards process automation. Process automation is involved with things that flow. So if you think about power flows, chemicals, oil, water, all those things are processes that you can't really improve them and introduce new components without stopping it. So there's a lot of reluctance to switch suppliers also because they're regulated. So there are high switching costs there, but there are also industries that are maybe under pressure in terms of margins. So obviously power utilities, they like to save money whenever they can. If you think about the long-term outlook for the oil price, refineries are looking to cut costs as well. So all these companies will benefit from increasing productivity rates and implementing the new software. And we think they're going to look towards their incumbent suppliers rather than new suppliers because of the high switching costs. ABB and Schneider both have a disproportionate exposure to the process industry, so we like them for that reason. However, Schneider Electric actually is trading at a better discount to our fair value than ABB, so we have a preference for Schneider.
Okay, Denise, thank you very much for this interview.
Thank you.